Afternoon, all the participants. Thank you very much. Um, uh, if you say, let's start right now.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, my topic is DevOps. And what is DevOps? Why DevOps is required and necessary? And what is the height of DevOps in this world right now, and what are the potential benefits of being a DevOps engineer, of being a DevOps architect, or DevOps, or being a DevOps technologist, and what we got the benefits, and let's start now. Uh, What are the challenges? The challenge is that the 50% of fortunes in 2000 are replaced by the organization that use technology to deliver customer values faster, better, and cheaper. And the Fortune 50, 500 of today face the same challenge tomorrow. And you know, everybody, every organization, and everyone wants to provide the technology and delivery to the customers faster, better, and cheaper. And those with the fast development and deployment of all the softwares that has been made, that has been developed by the developers, and on the runtime, they deliver and they are accessible to all the customers, is the more necessary than as the conventional methods were being previously used, has been replaced by the DevOps. And if we see that product innovation needs to reach customer quickly and stay available, the most important thing is the stay available. You know, if some resources are not available for some time, or for some reason, then that is the that not only the loss of goodwill, a venture, but also the loss of goodwill. That is not the loss of the sales or product, but also the loss of goodwill, because unavailability of any uh, any product that is being delivered, or that is being available over the cloud, or over the ethernet, over the internet, that is not available, it means and the customer or the client did not wants did not helpful, did not want to get uh, you once again, try you for that specific product. And in the software delivery, uh, we can see that speed, control, innovation, reliability, these all uh, are very necessary and changes very fastly. And the speed and the control both are interconnected by the innovation and reliability. For example, I have made an application, and that was an innovative idea, and that was not reliable, and that was not speedy. Then I lost the market. I didn't get all those features that these have been required by that height that has been reach out by my product, that I can't capture it. Developers are the heart of the company's innovation, and I am specifically talking about the softwares and IT companies, and that the developers, these are the hearts of the company, and because they have the intellectual property, and though that the intellectual property, they left if someone left the organization, then there is not only loss their valuable assets, but also an intellectual. So DevOps, DevOps is the union of people, processes, and products to enable continuous delivery of values to your end user. DevOps, that you develop, you operate, and your processes, your products are available to your clients. These are the combination of all these three things. And if we talk about what is dev and what is ops, that is the DevOps, develop, it has been um, uh, we can say that has been derived from development, and ops has been derived from operations, and that is the combination of practices and tools designed to meet the organization ability to deliver applications and services faster than the traditional software development processes. And if we talk about the if we talk about previous one methodologies, that application has been created by the developer, then application built by that developer and sent to the quality insurance testers, and then that which has been forwarded and deployed over some IaaS or over some server. And after that deployment, uh, these application, if has a bug reported, then again a waterfall model and other methods, the other models has been used for different organization by different organization. But the DevOps, what is this? That is the combination of tools. I let me tell you that DevOps is the combination of tool, and if we talk about the life cycle of DevOps, that starts from the planning of uh, planning of uh, what we project, or what we have to make a product, planning, and then creation of that, after that verification and the package, then release, configure, and monitor. These are the life cycle for development purpose. That we design a code, we plan to design a write a code, then we create it, then verify it, test it, then we package it. After that, a release has been made, then configured to some specific server, and then we perform the monitoring. And again, if in the monitoring some issue has been detected, then again a plan has been made, and a new version has been created, and then again a complete life cycle runs. But what the development team does, you can see in this slide, uh, what the development team does over here, that if we start about the plan and code build and test, that that task has been performed by the development team. And in the conventional methodology, the release, deploy, operate, and monitor, that has been performed by the operation teams. But DevOps is the combination of both teams. Everybody, many people ask me, sir, who is suitable for this scenario? Who is suitable to be a DevOps engineer or DevOps architect? Uh, I always recommend a man that has a good development experience and operation experience. That is the combination of development and operations. For example, if if someone doesn't know how how during build some application uses the library, how he can during deployment, if that library is not available and that the function of that software is not working, how he can isolate the problem. So he should be a good developer if he want to become a DevOps architect or DevOps engineer. And uh, and these were the DevOps team. And if we talk about the DevOps stages, and that is very I will take some time over here, and because uh, that is the start of the DevOps, that we say the version control has been utilized by different tools. But presently have a slide that will show all the tools. But version controls mean a developer of my a developer on the sales working on the sale end, and another developer is working on another component of that software. And when both components combines together, some features of the sales module are not available or missing, and their merging of the code causes different types of errors in the system. So for this, a tool, Git, has been, namely Git, mostly we use the Git one, that has been derived, developed for versioning control, and DevOps use this tool. And second, source code. The source code has been modified by different sources are being merged together and combined together. After that, if we say that the development, a build and automation has been created, that at the development, the build has been created by the developer, and the automation have and the automated methodology, a pipeline has been created for uh, different tasks performed by the DevOps pipelines. And for the testing purpose, uh, uh, the code has been sent to the quality control software that automatically runs the scripts and tests the quality of that specific software that may be can be used by Selenium, and other tools can be used. And after that, a release has been created, and this is the continuous integration and continuous delivery. That is the most, you can say, the most beautiful part of DevOps: continuous integration and continuous delivery. Eh, every time the continuously integrate into the live system, and on the runtime, and the updation has been performed, and the code has been forwarded to the infrastructure and for deployment. The deployment, you can see, we uses Kubernetes and cluster that can be used for scaling in, scaling out, horizontal scaling, vertical scaling, and then the configuration management, that what type of configurations are required for which type of containers for virtualizations. And if there are any type of application that is being running on different regions, what features are have been made enable or disable for that specific application, that is being done at the configuration management in the Kubernetes containers and virtualizations. And of course, the monitoring is the most important part, that is being used by the DevOps architect and DevOps engineers, that in case of any failure in this pipeline, or any failure any stage of the DevOps, that is displayed on the monitoring environment. And if we talk about the tools, which type, I have already told you that the DevOps is the combination of tools. We use different type of tools and integrate them to get our required results. and the results are starting from the planning of developing a software till deployment. That is ultimate goal. Starting of an application from the planning phase till deployment, and we use different type of tools to perform these actions. uh, Here uh, I have tried to uh, not all the tools, but I have tried a few tools for you. I have shown in this slide that I have already told you that Git, starting from the planning. After that, plan different tools are used for planning, but Git, the version control, and Jira. After that, Eclipse. These are used for many other tools are also available. I already again and again saying that. And for the build, we use Maven, Gradle, and Visual Studio, and we can for testing purpose we use Selenium, JUnit, Jenkins is used for the release, and Bamboo is used for CI/CD pipelines, and Ansible Puppet that are being used for deployment. Chef, Ansible, stall stack, puppet, and if we talk about the monitoring tools, multiple and many monitoring tools are available in that are the you can say third party tools free of cost, and the and paid tools are also available um, in the market. Negius and Splunk are most uh, beautiful and good tools for monitoring of DevOps pipeline. If uh, if someone says that I want to um, make the implement plan for my organization that is being uh, working on the legacy applications, and now we want to shift our softwares to the new DevOps environment, then what are the plan that has been done that should be kept in mind by uh, the DevOps architect and by the organization head, or what can say management. Uh, these are the first thing is assessment and planning. That assessment and planning is regarding how we assess what are the softwares that are being running in our organization, and what are the softwares these are to be updated, and a new from conventional environment to DevOps environment. And DevOps is a culture, that is a complete culture, that is the change of mindset of the developer and the operations. You can see operation is always cut off from the developers. They say if developer has created an application and he just says that I have created the application, you can see that is running in my computer, a local computer, very fine. And now if that is not running in your computer in the server, that is the operation starts problem. But the DevOps that eliminate this thing. Now uh, now the the application that has been created by the developer not only run on its system, but with the global and same configuration that can run on the containers. So I was talking about the DevOps implementation plan. And in the implementation plan, first of all, we make an assessment of all the softwares running by our organization, and and after that, the we have to create a culture transformation. We have to inform our we have to educate, we have to get trained all the developers that they write whatever the even single line of code, then that they have to commit it in the versioning control repository, whatever that is, GitLab, that is Azure, that is AWS, whatever the softwares that has been used, that is that is selection in the next phase. That but we have to give the awareness to our organization that we are going to change cultural transformation in the production environment and development environment. And the third one is the tool chain selection, that which tools we have to use for our DevOps journey. And that is a complete journey. That is not a, you can say, a little thing. That is a broader perspective that changes the whole infrastructure of our organization and behavior also. So the tool chain selection is the most important. If we are my recommendation is this: if you are going you are working with a small organization or want to implement the DevOps plan of that organization, and that organization doesn't want to pay much um, or spend much on DevOps journey, you can use third party tools. Third party tools are available, but the integration and their security might be some issue. But you can go onto this for testing purposes, and after that, you can buy the what can we say, the lessons and uh, shifting from community version to enterprises version. And after that, continuous integration and continuous deployment. And continuous integration, what that what is the requirement of the integration and deployment? How frequent our applications are integrated and deployed? How frequently changes are being made in our applications? That should be kept in mind before implementing the plan of DevOps. And after that, what the monitoring and which type of monitoring tools have been used, and that what are the audience of that monitoring, we should keep in mind in DevOps implementation plan, that which type of monitoring tools we should have to use this. For example, for management, we didn't want to show them how many pipelines have been failed, or what are the basic type of jobs failed in the in during the process, but just overall scenario that and what the developers are doing, how many for assessing the developers, and other relevant information for the management. We use those type of monitoring for the management, and for the technical stuff, of course, we got the detailed level of monitoring. We can use different tools for monitoring. As a Power BI, we can create our own specific monitoring application also using Power BI Microsoft. And the documentation implement in the implementation plan, make sure and the documentation, that is the most uh, important part of any software development environment, that your documentation should be properly documented. Everything that is the and that is, you can say, that is continuously changing, and all the changes are being documented uh, in in the implementation plan. So in future, if you are going to change some component, you should know that if you are, for example, you are going to add some monitoring, additional monitoring tool. And so you should know that in using the documentation that you are using, which type of API for connection to the Git repository or other CI/CD communication. And the continuous improvement is always there with the updation of the versions and the DevOps implementation plan. The continuous improvement is necessary during, because with the passage of time, with the changes of the application softwares application, you have to update your repositories, you have to update your uh, local libraries that enhances the features so that no error thrown by the pipeline during and during the operations of continuous integration and continuous deployment CI/CD and containerization. And that I have made it red, that has some uh, most important part of DevOps is the containerization, because the application from the developer side, and that has been and that during implementation plan we use which type of base versions, we use the base images, and the application reside on that image, and then that image is being run for making a container, and then forwarded that container towards a Kubernetes or some cluster, and when the user hit that application, the cluster serves it. And if multiple users or or more users uh, came, and the system use the cluster responsibility that scale out and scale in the application and leave the resources and or uses the resources accordingly. And compliance and governance, uh, for the risk management, governance, risk management, and compliance, GRC is also very important, that that all the during the implementation plan, all the features are aligned with our organization goal. So whenever you are going to implement a DevOps plan, keep in mind that you comply the governance and uh, your company rules accordingly. And education and training to all the user of DevOps, development team, deployment team, and all the developers. They should be educated, that they should be trained that every day you have to push and your code into the repository, and for Git versioning control, and receive back even sitting at home, or work from home. If you are not available, you got the updated code from the repository. So education and training is also very important, and the not more and less the secure configuration and security integration, implementing security policy. you know that is a separate topic of DevSecOps. Whenever we are going to implement a plan in our organization that is going to be switching towards the DevOps, we at the start of configurations, um, we should use a secure configuration methodology, and configure the system, keeping in mind and need to know policy, because we don't want anyone to get into our system and exploit our uh, data. And uh, for this purpose, we have to be very careful for configuration. For example, if you are going to create a token, access token, uh, if that token is being used for reading purposes only, then give that token the rights for reading only. No need to give it the right for right purpose or execution. So security integration and implementation should be performed during all the DevOps implementation plan, so that after the implementation has been completed, if your company is going to hire any other company or going to have a security audit of the system, that can be fruitful or helpful. uh, that might be not provide the embarrassing condition. After that, that's what you have did. You have left many vulnerabilities in the system. And the and last one is adjust DevSecOps practices adaptability. And I have told you that if the DevSecOps team, and that is advanced team, if and their practices has been adopted, and all the features is being implemented during design phase, so that before so that at the start of our journey we are secure, because and we can handle this. And if we talk about the DevOps engineer salaries, I have taken this slide from German's website, that the Bosch is giving 75,000 euro, and all these. Uh, who want to become the DevOps engineer? I would recommend that all those have the development environment knows, and they have a little how and know about and the configurations. They should get into this environment. This is the most advanced environment and most advanced technology that can be used for our for getting good job and into this. Any question, please? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shafaqat CDK. I'm much more interested really in computer science, and I've found myself very fascinated by your presentation, especially when the focus was on an application which I personally was not aware of at all, the DevOps application. And I'm certain all of you, ladies and gentlemen, are also fond of that new technology being made available to you. If you are any confused, or if there are certain clarifications, for example, which you might need, one way we could quickly summarize this brilliant presentation of Shafaqat CDK is that the DevOps application is a combination of development and operations. That's where they got this sort of acronym DevOps for, again, the combination of development and applications. The DevOps program allows companies, institutions, or whatever corporation that is, to increase their ability to deliver products and services in a faster way that you could do or they could do using traditional software. I think that the horizon is a great field really for development in this arena of computer science. So that was, in essence, that presentation of Shafaqat CDK. I want to thank you very, very, very much for to the point presentation, a class that really has proved to be extremely interesting to say the least. But now is your turn, ladies and gentlemen. I'm turning the floor to you. Like our subject matter expert, Shafaqat, pointed out earlier, the floor is yours. He is now ready for all types of questions which you might want to ask about the DevOps software or technology. Let me also remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that you can proceed two ways. Either you go, all of you are aware of this procedure, either you go to the horizontal menu at the bottom of your screen where you could see the icon for a hand. As soon as you touch that icon, your hand shows on the screen that I'm monitoring on my end, and Shafakat also is looking at whatever hands might be up, and we will then allow you to ask your questions or make your comment. That is one way to get involved. The other way is to go to our chat box and write down whatever comments or questions you would like to ask. And it will be a pleasure for me to convey or relay whatever message you put in the chat box so that everybody can become aware of your points, your comments. So please don't be shy. We have two practical ways for you to get involved. As we are waiting for questions, I'm still looking around to see if there are questions that pop up either on the screen or on the chat box. But right before I come up with my own question, I have my own personal interest, like I indicated in every aspect of computer science or computer technology. But I have a question so far from Onyas Mpofu. First, Mpofu is also very elated about the presentation. What he wrote was, thank you for a good presentation, but the question that comes next is artificial intelligence, AI, a good example of a DevOps? Are you there, Slike? The question again from Pofu is, can we consider AI, artificial intelligence, as a good example of DevOps?
Uh, Sir, uh, DevOps makes it enable that AI, machine learning, and data engineering, all the things that has been frequently changes that is due sorry that is due to the DevOps culture, that is due to the fast development and deployment, that the gap between the developers and the deployment team has been reduced on one click, that made by the DevOps team, that enable AI team to work fast, that enables machine learning team to go fast, data extractors and data teams. So AI, machine learning, information security patches, DevOps, these are all the you can say on depends upon the DevOps structure. If we talk about the Google, that starts its early, and after that Amazon, and if let me get into a little bit detail, that if a server, you can say, a server has the capacity to handle 1000 clicks per second, and if 1000 request has been received by any SQL server. For example, let me elaborate some. An SQL server can handle 1000 access or connection strings After 1001, the SQL will not handle that user, that client that will get into the wait. But the DevOps make it enable that the Kubernetes cluster, whenever whenever the application reach at its capacity of 80%, reach at the capacity of 80%, it says start a new instance, starts a new virtual machine. Now the system administrator, no need of system administrator. System administrator sits back and the cluster do it for as a work as a system administrator, and generate a new instance, create a new virtual machine, and serves to the client and serve to the user. If 1000 if the application load reduces to 80%, and we have configured in the DevOps cluster that if the application reduces to 80%, automatically scale down, and system scale down it, and the softwares that has been utilized, and low capacity and low features, these are these all the other resources that used for this software has been demolished by the DevOps uh, automatic Kubernetes cluster. So everything that what can I say? That is that is the fast processing is being performed, and the development and deployment is so frequent that we cannot understand just one click. On one click we say that once it was error and now it's okay. How that happens? With the version control, one click we get back. If an application goes wrong, Kubernetes cluster automatically goes to the previous one state, and there is no need that someone tell you that your application is not running. Kubernetes cluster automatically detected, DevOps cluster automatically detected that the application is not running properly, and it switches back to the previous version. So this is all the AI and machine learning and data science, all the combination in the fast processing is being performed by the DevOps. That's why I focus on this specific topic.